Did I ever tell you about the time I did 2 operations at once? They both died.
Robert Benfer was born December 18, 1987 in Hinesville, Georgia. At the age of 6, Benfer took an interest in filmmaking, an interest that would alter the course of his life. He would go on to make various films with his parents' video camera between ages 7 and 12. At the age of 15, he would become interested in stop motion, which is a filmmaking technique involving moving objects frame by frame to simulate motion. By watching Celebrity Deathmatch, he later went on to make tributes to the show known as NG Deathmatch, and began posting claymation shorts to Newgrounds under the name Knox. On June 10th, 2003, Robert Benfer would upload a claymation titled Yellow Seed to Newgrounds. It is just over a minute long and in a beautiful, crisp, like 40 pixels. It follows a clayman, or rather, clayman, turn on subtitles to understand that part, who finds a seed that ends up ripping him to parts. This short animation would end up spawning a series that lasted 10 years and had a feature-length movie release. The first season of Klay World, referred to as the original series, featured many more animations like this one and consisted of either 14 or 21 episodes. 14 if you bunch up multiple parters into one episode, and 21 if you count each part as its own episode. This season includes the 6-parter, 32-minute long special called Knox's Klay World, which featured every Klay World character at the time. This 32-minute claymation done by Robert Benfer showcased that he was passionate about his claymations and was dedicated to working on them. Because I mean, making a 32-minute claymation takes ages. I made a minute-long Lego animation one time, and it took ages, then I never made any more. Neat. This first season would eventually conclude with the episode The Sale on February 23rd, 2004. This episode's quality is noticeably more akin to that of the first official season, with improved audio and visual quality. The first season of Klay World would begin on April 1st, 2004, with the episode Rubber Ducky of Death being posted to Newgrounds. The Newgrounds version is simply titled Rubber Ducky. The quality is noticeably higher than the original. By today's standards it's horrendous quality, but hey, it was 2004, that's 20 years ago. Klay World Season 1 would feature many iconic episodes like Glass of Water, in which a shit ton of flaymen drown in a glass of water. It's stupid, but that's why it's funny. Klay World would end up being quite popular, likely for the reason that it's stupid and funny. So much so that Robert Benfer would make his first attempt at making money from his creations by selling the Knox in a Box DVD. The DVD was available between April and November of 2004. It contained 3 existing shorts, 11 Klay World episodes, and special features. Holy Dorito! These included 5 brand spanking new shorts and commentary on some of the shorts. I would have bought this when it released if I wasn't stupid and too busy, not existing at the time. Later on, as Klay World continued to grow more and more successful, Robert Benfer would end up announcing in 2004 that he was working on a Klay World movie. Originally he had announced that it would be a zombie movie. Then, on October 9th of 2004, he posted an update to his website stating that the movie would feature an invasion and would include loads of characters who didn't end up actually appearing, like Chris, Frank, and Protester. Originally the film was going to be a B-movie style horror movie. B-movie, B-movie, not B-movie. Robert Benfer would go on to begin writing the script for the movie in November 2004. During writing, the movie was known as Klay World: The Invasion. That name obviously was scrapped and used on a Klay World game that was incomplete and is lost media. The entire script was rewritten in late 2004 and would end up being the final film, with improvised dialogue as well, of course. In January 2005, the film entered pre-production and filming officially began in February 2005. Filming concluded and the movie was done in September. The DVD was released on October 25th, 2005 and was sold on Benfer's website for $25. Again, I would have bought this if I existed. The movie apparently cost $1,000, although the wiki source for that is IMDb and anyone can edit IMDb. I do it, only with accurate information though. The film includes quite a large cast when considering it's animated by one guy. It also features songs from many small artists, which is cool, including a song called Ultra Fuck. What a name, but how actually is the film? Is it good? Jesus Christ, yes, this shit goes so hard it's insane. Considering it was made with $1,000 by a guy in his bedroom, yes, maybe the green screening isn't the greatest, but if you were a Klay World fan, this movie is perfect. It has that same stupid humour that Klay World does. That clip I played at the beginning was from this movie. Spoiler warning for Klay World off the table. Skip to here to skip it. So the movie starts off with a scene in which our main character Chip Brown and his best friend Rick the Prick, who is actually a pretty nice guy, have travelled back in time with Chip's uncle. Back in modern day Klay World, Dr. Bob and Mr. Black, Klay World's smartest resident,
He fell.
That's way funnier to me than it should be. They tell everyone that this guy, Smiling Gary, heard an alien from his radio, meaning there is life beyond the table. So they plan to go off the table. Like in the title. Chip and Rick want to go because Chip feels overshadowed by his uncle because his uncle has a time machine, which, in fairness, is pretty freaking sweet, Lois. And also, they heard an alien too, so it'd only be fair since Smiling Gary gets to go. Turns out Mr. Black actually invented the time machine, which I mean makes sense. He is the smartest Clayman in Klay World. Chip agrees to tell Mr. Black where his uncle is if he can come, so he can go. The gang now consists of Smiling Gary, Chip, Mr. Black, and Pit, who sounds like this. They then try to build a truck. It doesn't work, so they buy one. The truck only has 4 seats, which unfortunately means Rick cannot go, and he's kinda pissed at this since Chip abandons him. The Claymen build a communications device. It doesn't work because the antenna is too small, so they try to fix it. Also, some guy dies of a heart attack and Dr. Bob just stands there, which yeah, I find funny. We then get to see the gang exploring the world and interacting with strange new objects, things that are mundane to us, but are now shown through the eyes of these Claymen who don't know what this stuff is, which creates these funny little scenes. Mr. Black and Chip then argue because Chip discovers that Mr. Black's plans are just some fucking wavy lines, wow. After this, Mr. Black naturally attempts to run Chip over, he crashes and dies. But before he dies, he asks Chip to use the time machine and make sure Chip's uncle never steals the time machine to begin with. Finally, the Clayman put up an antenna that's big enough to work, so finally they can communicate. Sweet. Chip says they're coming back to the table and didn't find any aliens, so everyone's annoyed because, you know, the whole point of the mission was to find aliens, so they abandon them, meaning they no longer have communication. Again, Gary falls out the truck and gets run over. RIP. Did he actually drive this RC truck on the road? I rate it, I guess. Then Chip drives the truck on a train track, leading to Pick dying. RIP. Now Chip is alone. Back on the table, aliens show up. So, the group who was sent out to find aliens didn't find aliens, but everyone who wasn't did. Cool. Because the Claymen are so fucking stupid, the aliens decide to kill them all instead of befriending them. And they start to do that. Dr. Bob, Rick, and another Clayman escape and hide in Pan. King Womp, this alien, takes Rick, the other 2 escape. They go on to find the rest of the surviving Clayman and decide to fight back to take back the table, realizing they have nothing else to live for and might as well. Chip begins walking back home and eventually returns. Then, oh boy, this is cinema. This is unironically like one of the greatest movie endings of all time. The Clayman have a fucking sick battle with the aliens killing everyone except King Womp. Womp. Chip returns and is informed of what's happening. Chip yells at his uncle because he returns from a time traveling trip. Then, cinema. They attempt to use the time machine, but Rick appears. He has been modified by King Womp. He smacks the time machine away, so Chip has to get it before Rick can. Chip pushes this alien Rick thing off the table, then King Womp chases Chip as he tries to get the time machine. Dr. Bob actually saves the day by ripping an axe out of this guy's face and throwing it at King Womp, making him fall and get electrocuted. Chip makes it up to the TV and Rick returns to steal the time machine and make sure the aliens win. Then, oh my god, Pick crashes through the window in the truck. They live and kills Rick. This also destroyed the time machine. So the surviving Clayman rebuilt the dead ones. And the end. Actual peak, I'm not joking. This DVD was successful and apparently made Benfer over $80,000 when released, which is a lot. Benfer had planned a sequel to this movie, but scrapped it in favour of making new Klay World episodes once YouTube introduced its partner program. It would have been about everything in Klay World is gone, the Claymen have to leave Klay World. Another planned sequel to Off the Table was a 4-part miniseries Klay World The Rodent. The first 3 parts were finished, however the last one never was. This would also feature Off the Table characters like Chip, Rick, Pick, and Dr. Bob. A few months following the release of Off the Table, Robert Benfer announced his second feature-length claymation. The film was to be called Villain, and the plot is listed as Coyle, a supervillain, is caught by the police after escaping prison. He decides to quit his villain ways and to become a normal person. Everything seems fine until his replacement villain is chosen and the city is more dangerous than it's ever been. Benfer stated how it would last between 80 and 110 minutes. Originally, Villain was slated for a DVD release in 2006, as well as being released in parts on Newgrounds. However, the project would get bigger and bigger, causing it to be delayed to winter 2007, then winter 2008, then summer 2009, and finally fall of 2010 before being cancelled. RIP. A few weeks after the release of Off the Table, Benfer would go on to release 11 more episodes in the first season of Klay World, between November 7th, 2005 and June 15th, 2007. On June 25th, 2006, Benfer released a Klay World series DVD, which featured the season 1 episodes as well as the documentary Outside the Knox. On February 10th of 2007, an important video was posted to YouTube. This video would be Klay World Stomachache, which is notable for being the first Klay World episode that Robert Benfer would upload to YouTube. He would go on to upload more and more of the old Klay World Newgrounds animations to YouTube, where Klay World reached a larger audience. Klay World Off the Table was re-released with a different cover in 2007 and could be purchased from Amazon. This re-release contained a sequel to Outside the Knox known as Outside the Knox 2. and 3 deleted scenes, as well as a stop-motion tutorial. This version is considered a worse version as it removed the 2 commentary tracks, the 2 shorts, the 2 alternate dialogue scenes, the online teaser and trailer, the Newgrounds intro made by Stamper, and the Klay Earth intro, despite its new additions. The film is slightly altered in this version too. The music when Rick's corpse is shown at the base of the flagpole was changed from a drum beat to a violin. This scene is also slightly shortened, which makes the film 1 hour 29 minutes instead of 1 hour 30 minutes. In 2008, Robert made the announcement of his first live-action movie entitled Lakeside Has No Lake. The plot was tweaked through development and the film became Joe Cam. Due to complications, this movie was cancelled too. On May 28th, Benfer released the first episode of Klay World's second season. This season would go on to have 24 episodes and concluded on August 25th, 2011. This season was notably higher quality than the last, which makes sense. On March 12th of 2010, Robert Benfer would actually release a movie that wasn't cancelled, called The Fractal Plots, about these sock puppet guys. On June 12th, 2011, Robert Benfer released the Klay World series Volume 1 DVD, which contained every Klay World Season 1 episode, along with 11 2003 episodes as the limited edition special features. Commentaries, Claymaking 101, and The History of Klay World Part 1, a documentary. On October 27th, 2011, the Klay World series Volume 2 DVD was released, which, as you might have guessed, contained the Season 2 episodes, along with commentaries again. The second part of the history of Klay World, Behind the Klay, and some Joe Cam footage from the cancelled film. This DVD's limited edition special features included an extended version of Behind the Klay, an interview with Robert Benfer, and even more Joe Cam footage. On November 9th, 2011, Klay World Season 3 would begin. It contained 15 episodes. On November 12th, 2012, the announcement was made that the final episode of Klay World was released, and then on September 3rd, 2013, Klay World All Gone released. The plot is as follows. Klay World ends in a deadly party. Bob, tired of tormenting them, reveals he's leaving and won't rebuild. Guns, a minigun massacre, and chaos erupt. Chip, Rick, and Pick escape. They see a new Klay World and Bob's death. This was a good ending for the series, featuring the off-the-table characters and being 28 minutes long, and that was it. Klay World was officially over. The third release of Off the Table was on June 26, 2012. It featured a new commentary track and a lower price. There was also a limited edition version that came with a signed case and a bloody Clayman figure made by Robert Benfer. This version cost $26, with the new normal... Fucking just thought of the new norm. Any normal version was only $8. Actually a steal. Klay World Volume 3 would release on DVD on October 15th, 2013, and featured the Season 3 episodes. Again, it contained commentaries, the third part of the history of Klay World, the making of All Gone, and Death-a-thon. The limited edition special features were an extra commentary on All Gone. This should be where the Klay World story ends. A man who managed to make a career from making his funny little clay animations that everyone liked. And if you want this to be a wholesome Chungus video, just click off now. Okay, anyway, now on to... Okay, so following the announcement of All Gone, Robert Benfer announced the Klay World Complete Series DVD, which would contain every Klay World episode. This was a pre-order back on February 22nd of 2013 and was available till March 15th. You could purchase this DVD through PayPal, and you would be charged the amount of the pre-order when you bought it. This is important because PayPal's refund policy allows someone to get refunded within 45 days, and the DVD would be released in May or June, which would be more than the 45 days after the purchasing, meaning no refunds would be possible through PayPal. But hey, that's fine. Why would you need a refund if you have the DVD? Well, here's the thing. Nobody fucking got it. It never got shipped, and when people would contact Robert Benfer about it, they'd either get no response or get blocked. On top of this, he kept selling the DVD and would delete comments telling people not to buy it. So obviously people made videos calling Robert out on this because you can't just sell something and then never ship it. Throughout this, Robert Benfer kept uploading before finally addressing it and claimed that the person in charge of shipping wasn't able to consistently ship out the products and fell behind. I guess they're still behind now because they never shipped. A documentary entitled Look Closer, The Rise and Fall of Robert Benfer was released on December 10th, 2018, which covers this scam in high detail. Now, in the pinned comment of this video are 2 responses from Robert. I'm sure these are very well thought out and professional. That's not great. Granted, I can't confirm whether or not these responses are 100% real because I couldn't find them, but either way what he did was pretty bad. And that was that. On September 19th, 2019, Benfer uploaded his final video to YouTube, and as of today, he's only active on Twitter, and as of right now is apparently stuck on a toilet. No update on that thus far. Now, I'm going to make a very brave statement here. Scamming your audience is pretty bad. Like and subscribe if you agree. Robert Benfer was clearly passionate about his creations, and Klay World was pretty funny and clearly had a lot of effort put into it. He was clearly an inspiration to many. I mean, look at this animation I made with my cousin, who was actually the person who showed me Klay World in 2017.
We are a new type of clay person. We are Play-Doh, the new edition.
Which is marked as for kids for some reason. You can clearly see the inspiration here from Klay World. It's called fucking Klay City. Actual bro can I copy your homework moment. I also made Deathland in 2020, which had 8 episodes. Clear inspiration there. I mean, look at Our Stupid School, which is a cartoon I make now that you should check out after this video. Episode 3 is out this month. Subscribe to the channel now. Maybe this part in some way only exists because I watched Klay World, and other people are clearly inspired too. Look at all these animations. Curtis Connor used to watch Klay World.
Most of my time spent on my computer at that time consisted of playing Flash games on addictinggames.com and watching Klay World videos on Knox's Corner.
Also, the Story of Undertale guy follows him on Twitter. So, in conclusion, despite what Robert Benfer would end up doing, he inspired many people and impacted them, and people are still watching Klay World today and being inspired. I'm talking about it today because despite everything, it's still a good series. Robert Benfer, if you're for some reason watching this, hi, please make a Klay World reboot. I think that'd be cool. Thanks. To end this video on a somewhat positive note, I found this on eBay. That's right, I got the Off the Table DVD. This is really freaking cool to actually own. Alright, so this is it. These are the menu. We got play, scenes, and stuff. Let's Klay World just play the look at this. Look at this. So this is the 2005 version that we have here, which is probably like the best version, realistically, because it's the first one, it's the OG, so you know. And there's that, so that's pretty freaking sweet. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe. You probably did, because you are literally watching the end of the video, so meaning you probably watched the entire video. Also, I have channel memberships now. You can get access to videos 2 days early for only 99p a month. Wow. There's also a £500 a month tier. Don't buy that. That would be an irresponsible purchase, but I guess I won't stop you. Don't forget to watch Our Stupid School too. Bye.